Well, everyone, this is it. Another year, another sad end to October. From the scares of Alexander's mansion to rescuing the president's daughter to fighting against the supernatural and corrupt authority figures, it all leads to this. This, much like any other re-review I've made, has been in the making for roughly 4 years since the creation of this year's Google Doc. Welcome to my re-review of Van Helsing for the PlayStation 2.
Enjoy the show.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final review of this year's October extravaganza. Closing out the month this year and on time, unlike FNAF, it's Van Helsing. Van Helsing is an action-adventure hack-and-slash game developed by Sapphire and published by Vivendi Universal Games. The game was released for the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox Original in May of 2004 here in America, with Europe getting the game almost a week later. The game is based off of the movie of the same name, and much like X-Men Origins, the video game, Van Helsing, the game, came out the same day as the movie, and much like Origins, features most of the movie cast reprising and voicing their respective characters. Now, the way how I came across Van Helsing, the game, was via a small channel called Austin, Capital of Gaming, who back then went by Universal Gamer. And much like any other game I've played, good or bad, I got curious and bought it to form my own opinion on it. Unlike most other old reviews of mine, at the time of the original Van Helsing video, I did not have any of the stuff I have today. No capture card, no editing software, hell, the scripts, if you could even call them that, weren't even good, and delivery made me sound hella insecure on top of the video length being only 5 minutes long, along with the fact that I used Notepad for these old scripts. What the fuck was I thinking? Wow, it is surprising that you decided to keep trucking along and do this despite that. And that's why I do re-reviews, Wade. But now, 6 years later, I am finally giving this game the justice it deserves. So let's answer the question. Is Van Helsing any good? And is it a game I can recommend to you? Let's find out. So the plot of Van Helsing, the game, is pretty much the same as the movie. So if you've seen the movie, then you know the plot of the game. If you haven't, then to put it simply, the game centers around not Dr. Abraham Van Helsing, but rather Gabriel Van Helsing, voiced by Hugh Jackman himself right off the cusps of X2. Well, that explains why Logan is in the thumbnail. Gabriel is in Paris pursuing Dr. Jekyll, whom he ends up accidentally killing during a brawl with Mr. Hyde. Gabe is later assigned a task to go kill Dracula. Along the way, we encounter other Universal monsters, including a werewolf, Igor, Frankenstein's monsters, and Dracula's brides. Man, Drac in this universe is a bigger player than Sonic. I know, right? We kill Drac via the power of lycanthropy, and the game ends with Gabriel blaming himself for the death of his love interest of this movie as her soul leaves. And that was the plot. Overall, it's not that special if you watch the movie first, but that also means there weren't any rooms to fuck anything up or make it better than the movie, like with X-Men Origins the game. Not Logan was decent, Anna was okay, Drac is hammy, it's just simply harmless to fill the story quota. As for the gameplay, the gameplay of Van Helsing has us in the boots of the titular character. Name of the game is walk, jump, fight enemies, do some light puzzle solving, and die. Now right away, this game should look familiar. Yep, we're looking at another clone game. This time it's a clone of Devil May Cry, minus the style system. Yep, this game is like a mixture of DMC's gameplay with Castlevania's gothic atmosphere. Hell, Gabe himself even wields 2 pistols, and his run animation is basically like Dante's from the first game. Though, like Devil May Cry 2, the guns are busted as hell, but unlike DMC2, the game is actually enjoyable to play and feels finished. Much like DMC, we have a Devil Trigger-like mechanic, but it uses an alternate ammo, not only increasing damage, but also giving a different effect outcome based on what gun you are using. Helsing also has a grappling hook, which, outside of required platforming, I never used once in combat. And also like Devil May Cry, we collect crosses, which are our equivalent of the orbs. Green is for currency to purchase upgrades and items, red is for health, and the bluish purple is to help improve our health. One small detail to the gameplay is that if Helsing gets hit hard enough, his hat comes off. But from what I could tell, unlike in Super Mario 64, Gabe doesn't take more damage without the hat compared to with. Though it does create a fun challenge to see if you can beat the game without losing the hat. As for the boss fights, they're decent at best. Mr. Hyde just hits hard, Igor is annoying, Velkin the werewolf also just hits hard. But then we have who I consider to be the hardest, the most frustrating boss in the whole damn game. Demon fucking Alira. I hated her in the original video, and I sure shit hate her to this very day. Alira's boss fight is just bullshit. Bullshit. She's fast, she hits hard, she spams a certain move a lot, and worst of all, she has a grab attack! I died almost 20 times to this whore! All because she loves to spam those goddamn homing fireballs at such a rapid pace that it's like she has Uzis for hands. And by the time I finally beat her, I was like, yeah, suck on that, blood drinker! I'd honestly rather fight the anti-black coat nightmare from Kingdom Hearts Dream Job Distance. That's how much I hate this boss fight! But overall though, outside of that one boss fight, the gameplay for the most part is decent if you're looking for an actual playable Devil May Cry 2. Visually, I say this captures the gothic feel decently well for the PlayStation 2. Making the comparison to Castlevania again, it feels like a prototype of what would become Curse of Darkness, with the fact that you go through more areas before the game's final area being Castle Dracula. The character model surprisingly looks good and really captures the likeness of their respective actors. But there was one scene, and thanks to Austin for pointing it out in his own Van Helsing review. I'll just play the clip myself.
I suppose these horses can fly.
Yeah, outside of that graphical hiccup, I say the game is passable. As for OST, I mean, it's also passable. Wouldn't exactly call it memorable, but what do you expect from a movie tie-in game? Now, let's recap. I think the story is pretty harmless, gameplay is pretty decent for a clone game, visually it's pretty decent, albeit some areas can be pretty damn dark at times, and the OST, it's just simply forgettable. So I say, let's close out October with my final thoughts. Overall, everybody, Van Helsing for the PlayStation 2/Xbox is just alright. It's nothing that spectacular, but at the same time, it's certainly one of the better movie tie-in games. If you're looking for a better Devil May Cry 2, I say go play this. I can easily say I had more fun playing this compared to DMC2. So, it's with all that in mind, Van Helsing, the video game, gets my score of a 7 out of 10. And as always, I want to know from you all, did you play Van Helsing? Did you enjoy it or the movie? And is the game or movie something you could recommend to a friend? Please leave your answers and more down in the comments. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And while you're here, consider subscribing and turn on the bell to be notified whenever I make a new video. As always, my social media links are down below. You can also find me on Twitch where I'll be streaming whatever games I feel like playing because trust me, I have a backlog waiting to be cleared. But yeah, another year, another October extravaganza finished. Now, to prepare for December. But until that time comes, I will see you all in the next review. Take care, everybody.
Bury the light deep within.